Hey, what's up guys, Mashine here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about the best possible options if you're looking to invest right now. Not giving anything specific, but some pretty decent categories. First of which, we got started off with cases. Cases right now are the hottest topic, going up and down and up back again. It's going to be very interesting. The biggest thing when it comes to cases is picking out cases that have some demand. I highly suggest you check out unboxing numbers, even though we know they're not 100% accurate. They are a very good baseline to give you an idea of what specifically you might want to check out a little bit more than the others. The sponsor for today's video is SkinsMonkey. Now SkinsMonkey is the quickest, easiest, and most importantly, safest way to go ahead and trade your CSGO skins. Now SkinsMonkey is super easy to use. You just have to take your item, take the item you want, and just go ahead, apply code MasterShiny to get your free $5 if it's your first trade, and just click trade. And if you've got no money to spend right now, they've got two ways for you to get some. First is just heading over and topping up. Make sure to use code MasterShiny for a free 5% there, and they've also got the freebies section where you can go ahead and enter free raffles that happen every single day. And as always, thank you so much SkinsMonkey. Make sure you're using the top link in the description to claim your free $5 today. Now as for cases themselves, I would highly suggest you avoid the active duty cases at this time just because they are making up 99% of that drop pool. They're coming out constantly, and there's a lot of good options that are sitting around similar price points that you can pick up that are not active duty cases. A couple of which are going to be like your clutch cases, Prisma 1, Prisma 2, Danger Zone, Horizon, all of these cheaper end cases that still get unboxed a decent amount but are not going to be in that active drop pool. They're not getting a ton of them supplied into the market by Valve, and they're not too expensive as well. If you want to up your price game a little bit, I highly suggest you look into either the Spectrum 2, the Revolver, Chroma 3, or maybe even the Gamma 1 or 2. Make sure you pick out what specifically speaks to you. Don't just pick out any random case. Highly suggest you look a little bit more into it, but those are some good general areas to check out if you're looking at cases, just because these are cases we know have demand going for them. They're cases that, at least at this point, are still a little bit expensive, but they could definitely be more expensive when we look at those high tier cases that are $50, $60. We don't want to invest into that. That's not going to be worthwhile, so I highly suggest you at least look at some of the cases on this list and potentially look into them a little bit more. However, you're probably pretty informed that Paris is right around the corner. It might even be here by the time you're watching this video. That's very important because Paris brings a lot of investing opportunity. Just because you want to invest now does not mean it has to be today. It could be in a week from now when we have Paris or so forth. This is very important because Paris is going to bring a lot of different investments, but the biggest thing is don't rush into anything. Paris is going to be here a while, and it's almost guaranteed we're going to be seeing a 75% off sale on these capsules, at least due to the past precedent. Therefore, it's not going to be smart for you to buy into any investment on day one just because these prices are almost guaranteed to go down. When we're talking about stickers, when we're talking about capsules, very rarely do we see prices go up and continue going up from the first day of release for a major item. Otherwise, the next one is going to be souvenir packages. Souvenir packages are a little bit hard to predict, at least in my opinion, just because you're investing a decent amount of capital into one item. If you didn't know, souvenir packages are going to run you $3 a piece, which is quite expensive when we're talking about Paris items or just major items in general, considering that's the equivalent of 12 capsules. Therefore, it's going to be hard to determine how many of these you should pick up if you want to pick up any of these at all. I generally tend to avoid it just because I feel like I can get a much stronger ROI with capsules, so it's a little bit harder to break a decent ROI on these compared to capsules. But if you think capsules are going to be overinvested, or potentially if we see a map removed, this could be a very strong option for you to potentially look into. The next thing on the horizon is an operation. We made a whole video talking about it, but there's one thing we really didn't go too deep into, and that's actually making a decent amount of profit just by being there when the operation drops. And you can obviously flip items then, but the biggest one I want to focus in on is Tradeup Fillers. Tradeup Fillers are very profitable when an operation rolls around because people are looking to do brand new trade ups, and we even saw it quite recently with the release of the Anubis Package. Some of these items went up a little bit in price, not crazy amounts of profit just because these are not really too popular. I mean, the Anubis collection was opened up a decent amount on that first couple days, but it's not one that's really comparable to an entire operation where we're getting 3 to 4 new collections in there for. So it's definitely one that showed us a little bit, but this is an area that could definitely become very profitable for you if you're there at the right time. If you want to look at the lifetime of these graphs, they fluctuate a lot, so it's not going to be as simple as buying and holding. These are items that you're going to be buying, holding on for a couple months, potentially 6 months, and then you're going to be immediately selling them right off and making a profit that way. After that, we got to talk about capsules in general, specifically Stockholm, Antwerp. These do have some some potential. It's very dependent on how you think Paris is going to look. If you think Paris is going to look absolutely horrendous, these capsules are probably going to be in for a very quick bull run where you could potentially sell it off after a little bit of an increase there, or you could hold on to them long term. You can make that decision whenever the time comes around. But it's very important that if you're looking to get into these capsules, might be a more ideal time to do it before Paris, or at least have it on your mind that once Paris releases, you're going to be checking back into these capsules, because when we see Paris released, it's going to be very impactful to these Stockholm and Antwerp prices, and I don't want you to get immediately priced out if these things somehow go up 30% because Paris looks absolutely horrendous. It's something that's not able to be determined at this point until Paris releases, and I highly suggest you're there when Paris releases for a number of reasons, but at least one in this case is going to be so you can potentially make some money off Stockholm and Antwerp. And if you want to get a little bit more risky with it, you can also go for the Anubis souvenir package, or the collection package rather. It's not one that I'm going to be investing in, to be completely straightforward with you. I don't really know where it's going to go. All I know is it's not a risk I'm wanting to take, at least at this point. When I'm investing, I look for cheap investments that are also going to be quite safe, and souvenir packages themselves are a little bit iffy, but especially one that it's in the shop. It's a little bit different. It's the first of its kind. It's got potential to be very profitable if no one invests into it and then it's removed, but at this point, for me personally, I'm just a little bit too concerned about it moving forward. But it could be very profitable for you, like I've mentioned. If it's something you want to invest into, it might be worth maybe a very small amount of money just for the potential it has, or if you just like the items in general. So coming back to our original question, what specifically should you buy? Unfortunately, I can't give you a straightforward answer because I don't know what's going to be the most profitable for the time being. However, if you run through everything on this list, the areas that I would be most looking forward to, at least at this point, it's going to be the Paris Major and cases. I think the Paris Major is one that has a lot of potential because we just haven't seen exactly what's going to be happening yet, and therefore it holds a lot of potential in that way. We don't know how these stickers are going to look. We don't know how everything's going to be, if there's going to be new investment opportunities. It's the last CSGO major ever, so they could be bringing something brand new with it. I've got a whole video talking about Paris if you want to look into it a little bit more. And the same goes with cases. Cases are one that we know consistently, time over time, have always had demand, and they're going to continue having demand. And we talked about looking into these rare cases that are only going to be most likely decreasing in supply for the very prominent future. Therefore, I would say these are probably the two areas that I would most likely look into to start. You can obviously choose whatever you want to go with. And one small thing I do want to throw in here at the end, in my past video there was a couple people that were upset thinking it was clickbait and such. You can think whatever you want about my videos, I'm not too concerned, but if you're going to leave a comment, please leave something that I can actually improve upon. It's something I've asked time and time again. I don't care if you don't like the content, but tell me how I can improve it. Tell me how you want to see it moving forward. That's all I got for today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.